What's going on, gamers? Hopefully everyone is having a good morning. We got some results here for Call of Duty Black Ops ports on PlayStation. And yeah, the numbers are exactly what I thought they were going to be. This is crazy. This tells you a lot about the physical boycott. Basically just getting ran over by the Black Ops 2 ports, right? We kind of see it right here. You see what I mean? This is Microsoft, Activision, and PlayStation teaming up to show you this is what it took to make you forget about it. And any damage that you thought you were doing, well, guess what? I just gave Sony millions of PlayStation Plus subs. It's right here in front of your face. Yeah, it sucks. Of course, you guys keep on fighting what you're fighting for, but right here, it's quite clear. Are we ready to take a look at this? Call of Duty Black Ops 2 port sells 8.2 million copies. See, man, that's all it took, man. Now you see why Microsoft is never going to abandon PlayStation. After seeing this, this tells you that PlayStation third-party support is superior. You're not going to get Black Ops 2 ports on PC selling 8.2 million copies. No game on PC that's coming from Microsoft is going to be able to do this. Where's it at? See what I mean? And look at the Black Ops 1 port selling 3 million copies. That's 11.2 million copies. So the Black Ops ports sold 11 plus million copies on PlayStation already. Ain't even been 2 months. Barely one, right? This is all it took. It outsold everything in that third-party spectrum. And Halo Campaign Evolved sold 351,000 according to them. Now, I can't say Alina has official numbers, but when it comes to COD, I think that's pretty accurate because we already saw that they had 8 million players online with that. So it definitely sold over 10 million between the two. No doubt about this at all. So this literally is telling you a lot. A Black Flag sold 1.6 million, which we expected. FIFA and college football are doing what they're doing. Power is obviously doing well. Halo, like I said, it's at the bottom. A lot of people are thinking that it got stumped by Call of Duty. And this is just not surprising considering, like, if you find out what I posted in my last video, yeah, half-baked development, rushed out, not finished, all that. Crazy stuff here. And like I said, you see what I mean about the digital support and about like looking at the bigger picture. Because these games were $39.99, right? But not only were these games $39.99, they didn't include the season pass in them. That was $29.99. But if you subscribe to PlayStation Plus, you get 50% off the $39.99 price for 20 bucks each. And then you get like 66%, almost 70% off the season passes, so you can get those very cheap. But it's a scam to me because with these ports coming like that, it should have been included with them. But Activision knew they could double dip. So did Microsoft. And guess what? By putting this over here, this gives you the results that they did. Yeah. And this is what people have supported. Not me. I didn't go buy either. I don't care, right? But the point here is that all this complaining about getting the physical boycott up and going and the PlayStation blackout and all that, I'm sorry, but that 1 week you think's gonna happen, it's not gonna do much because there's a lot of people that just don't get on automatically sometimes and they don't buy anything, but they're just on their dashboard or they're watching something and, you know, it doesn't really do much. The people who are going to buy are just going to go ahead and buy, and you can't control them and you can't change their mind. I'm telling you right here, right now, that's exactly like the bigger picture and the reality to actually look at. As you see, this actually has 1 million views. And there's some people who are saying, yeah, I mean, this one comment this guy said down here that, look, he said, you guys don't deserve physical copies. But even though this could possibly be people who have nothing to do, and what I mean by this, and hear me out, the people who are actually complaining have nothing to do with these sales. But when you look at the horde outside of that, Sony knows they have that pull that is just going to go do that, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can complain. You can still do your no disc, no buy and all that. But I seriously think that it's just not working. I mean, these results literally prove everything. Do you see this? This is 11.2 million. But it's not just 11.2 million. It's get PlayStation Plus and get this 50% off. Plus, you need PlayStation Plus to play this online. Do you know how many more people are probably getting Plus? Because you got to play this for multiplayer. Who is going to get Black Ops 1 and 2 just to play the campaign? Yeah, exactly what I just did. A moment of silence, because it's like, yeah, people will go play it, but let's think about this. You wanted the enhanced multiplayer experience. And that's exactly what the PlayStation port is. It's better than the Xbox port. Microsoft went over there and did the treatment over on PlayStation because they knew that's where the money was. And after seeing this, once again, do you think Microsoft is going to think about exclusives? Heck no. Look, Call of Duty is in a 10-year contract anyways, and now Modern Warfare 4 is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. They need as much profit as possible from a publishing standpoint, you know, from all consoles. And I guarantee you, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 sells really well on Nintendo Switch 2. But you're not beating PlayStation when it comes to Call of Duty sales. That's just a premium platform from it. PC can't compare either. PC was only able to compete with PlayStation recently in third-party sales with Capcom. That's it. But outside of that, Sony still dominates third-party sales easily. That's why I say that no matter how you look at it, and I was saying in that one video, Microsoft needs to Switch 2, but they can't leave PlayStation. That's why you've seen that select exclusive, but that's not guaranteed to stay. They'll end up coming to PlayStation 2. The stuff that you think not, or they're shutting down that studio. Or making them go independent at Exile Studio or whatever the hell they're called. That's making Clockwork and it costs $500 million. It's like, oh man, no. But here we go. This is Microsoft Publishing that's going to get this benefit. Sony gets benefits too because multiple millions of people have subscribed to PlayStation Plus, and all that boycott saying cancel PlayStation Plus literally means nothing after this. It's right here in front of your face. It's not an argument. This overrides that easily. Plus, remember, they dropped Modern Warfare 3 for PlayStation Plus last month as well. 3 Call of Duties. Yeah, pretty sad, but this is exactly what's going on, and this is just how things work, guys. So going down, this guy says Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is simply the #1 Call of Duty. Well, it is legendary. Like, for a Call of Duty game, that's cool, but in this time, it's like, yeah, he's like, Black Ops 2 port, 8.2, 3, Black Ops 1.3 million. The remaster still outselling the originals on the same hardware. For sure. And this guy says, so you're telling me Halo Studios took all that time to remake a remake of the campaign of the first Halo and doesn't even have a dent to the PlayStation audience, but a Call of Duty game that got no updates, no new features. It's the same old game from PS3 with a tad bit of enhancement, sold millions of more copies. Yeah, bro. Multiplayer is this hard to understand. Plus, the Halo port is garbage. And what I mean by that is not, I mean, you could probably enjoy it as a decent game, but they literally abandoned original source development from 343 and they outsourced it to other partners. If you didn't know about that, yeah, that's coming out now. And then they didn't do the job they wanted them to do. So what they ended up doing is removing all the work they did for almost 2 years, and then they force rushed it with AI and certain political hires and put them on there with AI, and that's why you got that like that. Half-baked remake with no multiplayer, and then dumped it on Unreal Engine 5 for a shortcut. They didn't know what they were doing. They had to learn how that actually works. So yeah, that's why that happened. And going down here, this guy says they should have done Halo 3 or Reach multiplayer re-release. Would have had MFers coming out of the woodworks for that one. That's, see, this guy said multiplayer. We know this because Black Ops 2 and 1 are better games, and the PlayStation audience couldn't play them like Xbox guys. Plus, nobody asked for combat involved from the jump. No, nobody asked for a campaign devolved from the jump. Because the campaign or story don't matter. People only care for playing it online. Online gaming ain't real gaming. You see? Everybody's going to say the same thing. Like, no, bro, they should have included multiplayer. It's right there in front of your face. So this guy says 11 million copies of a 15-year-old game. Sony was right. Y'all don't deserve physicals. And he's disappointed because he's realizing, yeah, bro, this boycott is not going to work. That this literally just overrid everything. And there's nothing we could do about it. That's what the meme is saying. That means nothing, you idiot. It's one game. It shows that y'all on PlayStation can't stand for a cause. It's painfully clear that y'all will buy anything even as they take away your ability to choose. Dumb statement. People buy the game to play online. You can't own the multiplayer service even with the physical copy. I get what he's saying though, but what they're saying is that like the PlayStation Plus physical, the PlayStation Plus cancel and all that, it's just not going to work. Like, you know what I mean? He has a reasonable statement here. And if you're just going to say that on PlayStation, what do you mean? The Xbox base has been cucking for renting and diskless support the whole generation. Series S and Game Pass and Cloud, and trying to push this everything is in Xbox, and that's all okay. Not having identity to support physical hardware, your damn console, because it didn't sell enough, and physical copies of games. Microsoft's putting codes in the boxes before anybody and going the PC route. So Sony just has such a big presence in the gaming industry with third party and disc in general. The disc phenomenon, not Nintendo. They always use like carts, and 64 had carts. You see what I mean? DS, all handhelds had like cart stuff like that. Switch 1, Switch 2 does. Disc and CD, that's a thing in the PlayStation world. And PlayStation, from a gaming perspective, is way bigger than Xbox. And it's worldwide. So that's why the outcry is that big. Sony has the biggest third party support. Everybody knows that. So that's why this is going to happen. Optics Hitch says this is crazy, and this guy says the easiest 200 million, even if everyone bought at $20. No, they made more than that, but that's the thing. I see no disc, no buy is going well. Here's another comment right here. Different audiences, numbskull. Well, so here's the thing, bro. A lot of people that used to buy physical copies, Call of Duty sold a lot physically. What do you mean? There's a thing there for it. But these are ports, though. But the point here is that you didn't get a disc aspect of this because Microsoft is not going to support that. They may do the positron and all this and that, but it's like, Microsoft doesn't care about physical like you think they do. What they want is you to convert your stuff, and they're going to put a fee on that. I promise you that positron is not going to be free like you think. Watch there be some upgrade pack systems added onto that, and then gamers are going to start getting mad at that. We're going to be making videos about that. Remember, there's going to be some publishers, somebody says, oh, you think you're just going to get a free copy of my game and just convert it over there because instead of just getting straight up backwards compatibility? No, we found a way to actually monetize that. It's going to cost you $5 or $10 to convert this, and then you can get the game without buying it again. At least it's cheaper to do it this way. I'm telling you, they're going to have a system like that, and it's going to make a lot of people mad because they're going to be like, what? You're charging me to just convert my digital into a disc? They're not making that program for you for free. More than likely, there's going to be a fee with that. If there isn't, that would actually be cool, but I just don't think that that's going to be the case. I think you're going to get monetized. And it's like, wait, so if I pay for this and I want to put it back on the disc and give it to somebody else, are they going to have to pay to convert it too? And that's what you need to think about. I was actually thinking about that because I'm like, you know what? I wonder if that's going to be the case, because how would that work? Why would you pay to try to put it back on the disc and somebody else is going to have to get themselves a paid license? That's what makes me kind of be like, how's that going to work if that's the case? Because I was reading on it, and you guys saw in that video that publishers can charge for that if they want. So that's going to be something to actually think about. And I wonder how it's fully going to work when they actually get ready to launch it. We'll get more details as that actually happens. But yeah, as far as the physical boycott is concerned, obviously there's a crowd outside of this that I can get what they're saying, but what you're doing, they're just erasing it. You tell people to stop your PlayStation Plus subscription. Microsoft comes in with Activision and it's like, let's make millions or more subs for PlayStation Plus. Plus, we make a couple $100 million. And there it is. That's all it takes. We have to keep going back to the past because we can't be successful with anything new. Even trying to go back to Halo remake can't be successful for that. So let's go to PlayStation, and PlayStation is going to make us a lot of money. The only other game that we made money like this year was the new Forza game, but that's the only thing that's pretty much surviving in the Xbox world. Everything else is absolutely doing garbage, and everybody knows this. So that's kind of like my take when it comes to this topic, again, since it's now been updated and we see 11.2 million copies are actually sold. I ain't hating that it sold that. That's what people are saying. It's right there. This is generic stuff. GTA, Call of Duty, 2K, all that nonsense. To me, it's a zombie cycle. I think people should be supporting more games. But this tells you how trash Call of Duty is now compared to back then. Black Ops 7 was garbage. But look at what happens when Black Ops 2 came out. People ran back to that and played it so quick it ain't even funny. Black Ops 7 didn't do this. Yeah, because what did they do to you? They gave you an expansion trying to sell it to you as a full game with AI slop integrated into it. No doubt about that. So become a member for $3. Leave a tip down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this. As usual, sorry guys, it looks like this physical boycott is getting ran over by Black Ops 1 and 2 ports. I get what some people are saying in the comments by being different, but it don't change that you just gave Sony millions and millions of PlayStation Plus subscriptions because that's what you need to play this game online. It's not necessarily something to be made up. It's like, oh yeah, he's right. I do need that to play Call of Duty. Ain't nobody buying Call of Duty to be like Halo campaign evolved or devolved. Yo, let's go ahead and just play the campaign for months, right? And for the rest of you, they're like, no, we're getting this for multiplayer. Right? Later, y'all.